Okay. Now, I've been buying cars and selling them on auction for quite some time now, about a year or so. Not really the longest, but that's what I've been doing lately. When I get laid off work, I go buy these cars. Well, I have never had trouble getting them any other time like this. Because you usually get on this website, and sometimes they're really good cars. Like this one that I just went and got is a really good car. Runs great. Sport shifting. It's completely clean on the inside. It's got a few blemishes on the outside, but I'm getting these cars for around $1,300 to $2,300, and I'm selling them for around $4,000 to $5,000. You just got to put some time into going and getting them and stuff, because you can find them locally. Like I've got a 2013 Impala locally. It was about an hour away. That's local to me, about an hour away. But that car is not like I paid like $1,250 for that Impala. It's okay, it's a good car. But the car that I just went and picked up in New York, I paid like $50 more for $1,225 for that Impala, $1,250 or $1,277 for the 75 for the Chrysler. But in comparison to each other, the Chrysler is way better. I'll drop some content later on with the vehicles, but I haven't really took too much of the Impala, because I was like, right after I won the Impala, I won that Chrysler, so I had to go pick up the Impala. Then I got it back to the house. We had to get it all, the title work transferred over and all that, but it was super simple, like any other car I went and got. I've been to South Carolina, North Carolina, all over the place to get cars, Tennessee, everywhere. Well, here's how it goes. You show up to the place, you got your bill of sale, and if my fiance's not going, like she has to send over my information, copy of my ID, driver's license. I gotta have a copy of the bill of sale, and then there's a few other pieces of paperwork that you gotta have when you get there. So I'll show up without my fiance, because all the purchasing is done under her name, and then I'm just transporting it. So I'll go pick up the cars, bring them back here. Well, anytime you go pick up a car, it's normally very easy. You show up with a copy of your ID to leave, or they can take a copy. They'll let you know on the phone what you need to do. But you just bring your ID. That's like what she sends them in an email, and the copy of the bill of sale, and then boom, you bring that. That's all you need. You can have that on your phone digitally, and you get the keys, you get the car, you leave in it. Well, and on the website that I use, we'll get into that later on as well, and some other content, but on the website that I use, where you get on here, you can bid on these cars. It tells you everything that you're going to need on there. So if you have to have the car, like sometimes if you win a car, you have to wait till they send you the title in the mail. Then you got to take that title up to your DMV, get the car legally registered to you, then you can go pick up your car. Other ones you can just they did not put none of this on, because I wouldn't have bid on this car if I had known what I was going to have to go through, because it might have cost me $1,377 for the pretty nice car for the price. Can't really beat it for that price. I did not know, because they did not have listed on the site, that you have to have the car either legally registered to you, trailered, or towed off of their parking lot. And when they said towed, they made it, when we got there, they made it sound like they do. The man on the phone's telling me I just drove 13 hours. And I would have never left had I known this man that it was like this. He tells me on the phone, state law of New York says you can't leave the property without the vehicle being trailered, either licensed to you or towed. Well, then after we stand around bullshitting for a while, he's like, okay. He gives me this plan. He's like, we figure out the law, because he's a police officer. He works for the police. He's like, the law says you can't drive it off of the lot. I'm like, well, can I push it? He's like, no, because it strictly says like 3 things: trailer, tow, or legally registered to the buyer. So none of those are an option that I can pick. He's like, it doesn't say how far you have to tow it. The cop turned from this prick all the way upside down to a super nice guy. I realized that I wasn't leaving. Like, I paid for the car, and technically, everything that he's telling me in person is not listed on the buyer agreement. Like the agreement is all on the website. Like you're gonna read what you're buying, and then underneath it is different for who you're buying your car from what state. Well, under the agreement, it did not say anything about me having to have it trailered or legal to me or anything like that. So he's starting to lean toward my way because he's realizing, like, as a buyer who just drove 13 and a half hours, like, he put himself on my shoe and he's like, okay, well, we're going to finagle it as we can. It doesn't say that you have it, it just says you have to have it towed off the property. There's an empty parking lot right across the street. Like, I had to get a tow truck there, obviously, before the place closed because they were going to be closing soon. So all I had to do was call a tow company, right? Every tow company is an hour and a half out, not going to make it in time for the place to open. I get lucky and call the last one. In-town tows where I'm from, $35 to come and tow you across town. Town ain't that big. Raybrook, New York, just for them to show up and hook up to your car, 125 bucks plus tax. So this man comes and hooks up to my car, tows it right across the street, drops it there, $135 after tax. So the car ended up costing me right around $1,500 after the tow. But yeah, like I said, got the car, and you gotta know what you're bidding on too, because some of them are police patrol vehicles. Like I bought those, they still run good. You just gotta know what you're bidding on. I bought this one is a detective's vehicle, so there was never any holes drilled in the roof or lights and anything like that. You gotta know what you're doing. Like I can post that type of content later. Like I bought some nice Dodge Chargers that ended up having holes in them. You gotta plug all that shit. This car right here is a detective car. No holes, interior is pretty clean, you know, like there was never any mounting in there for transporting like the criminal, like a prisoner or whatever, so there's no, yeah, you ain't got to replace any of the trim where because usually when you buy a police vehicle that got holes in the trim, you got to replace that stuff. Or some people just buy it like it is. But yeah, I'm trying to replace it. I'm trying to get the vehicle back to close to as factory as possible before I sell them. Sometimes, you know, yeah. This car right here is already there, yeah. Little turn knob shift, it's pretty nice car. And I'll put you guys onto the game and let you guys know where to go to bid on these cars and how you can take part in maybe, you know, I know everybody ain't got 20 grand or the credit to go get a loan, and you can really get on here and get, like, you know, for $1,500 to $2,500 you get a nice car, a good running car, drive you from New York, Raybrook, New York, all the way back home to Illinois. You know, you get 13 and a half hours and you're only giving, like, when it's all said and done, about $1,500 for the car. And it's nice, yeah. Yeah, I can put everybody onto it. I mean, I'm on there bidding, but the cars are all over the place, you know. I'm not ever driving back to New York again, so I mean, yeah, plus I like to put other people on too. If somebody else can get on there, go buy a car, flip it, make a little bit of money, hey, we can all do it. Yeah, the car drove back fine. I got it out back now. I got to clean up that Impala, and then I'm going to clean up that the Chrysler, get them both posted for sale. I already got somebody interested in an Impala I used to work with. He's trying to get his wife a car, but we'll get that cleaned up and see what we're going to see if he's interested in buying it or not. It does have an exhaust leak up right by the manifold. I think the exhaust where it comes off of the header down to the rest of the exhaust. I believe that's got a rusted bolt and it's broke, but it's not loud. You can just hear it. But yeah, so we did the trip to New York, got the car, and it's running great. Check back in for some more on where I'm getting these cars from, and I can maybe show you the method on, because you are going to have to, on this website, you do have to create an account, and say you bid on a car and then you don't go get it. And it's not only cars, right? So I've tried to buy land all across the country, from Florida to California. You can buy acres of land that you got to look at what you're bidding on. Like I'm telling you, you might just be buying, there's land that's for sale that's just you having access to the land. You don't own it. You and 1,000 other people own it, and you and those 1,000 people can go on the land whenever. You got to look at what you're bidding on. So, like, I was trying to buy some lots down in Florida on some future development property, The land will be getting developed soon. Like, and anytime you're buying, you need to be looking like these land. It'll show you the layout, exactly where the roads are going to be, where the lots are going to be at, where your lot is exactly, how many acres your lot is. You can fuck around and get, about 5-6 acres for $3,000, and you can even get it for cheaper than that. The 1 acre lots are going for pretty cheap, and then you own land, you have the land, and you gotta also look at other things that'll have listed on there if there's any back taxes, if there's HOA are going to be future, if this shit is going to be when it's getting developed. There's all this stuff is posted on there, and like what your taxes are. There's a lot of stuff. I fucked around and bid on some shit and messed up my own account. Well, I can explain that later. That's why I do everything from my fiance's name now, and I don't mess around with her name on that. I messed up. I put in a bid on some land because I had extra money to invest and try to develop this land into future property, be able to build a house on it, all that good stuff. Yeah, fucked around and pushed the shit back. Put the money into something else, didn't get the return on the money until later on, and it was already too late. They already they relisted it and banned me from the site. So if you put in a bid, you need to be ready to make the payment and actually follow through with buying it. Now you can, some of the places will allow you to just pay a relisting fee if you can't afford, or if say it's like you changed your mind or something happened, like hey, you just won this bid, 3 days later something happens and now that money that you had for that, it can be invested in, that money that you had to go to somewhere else and now you can't pay it. You can pay them to relist it and sell it and then get you out of it. But the place that I got the property from does not do that. If you can't pay it, and it was only $1,500, right? It was only $1,500, and it was like 3 acres of land. So I was down in Florida, so it was gonna be a pretty good deal. It was on a corner lot in it was gonna be a nice deal. Now I don't know when they said all that land development was gonna be happening, but it was gonna be soon, like within the next 10 years soon anyway. But yeah, so don't bet on shit if you're gonna just if you're not gonna follow through, because they will ban you from the shit, and then you're gonna lose a way to make some just easy, quick money. Yeah, who doesn't want to hop on the website, buy you can literally buy anything: cars, motorcycles, properties. You can buy houses, when properties, I tell you, the properties, they'll have houses on them. So everything, and anything that you can think of that the government has, uses, or seizes from somebody, they sell it on there. Yeah, airplanes, bro. I'm gonna fuck around and buy a Cessna. Alright, yeah, but yeah, stay in tune because I will be posting more. I will be posting more about the website stuff that I use to get the cars and all that, and we can all do it together. Love you. Bye.